welcome back to my channel. My name is Jackie and today I'm here to do my August 2020 TBR. So August, I don't have anything going on this month. I am doing one readathon, but I'm doing it very loosely. That's the Newt's Magical Readathon hosted by G over at Book Roast, and that is a part of a series of readathons that G was hosting for the past 3 years, and she is revamping it next year due to some things that I'm sure you guys have heard about with J.K. Rowling. So this is the last round of that, and I do want to participate. And again, I'm kind of doing it very loosely since I didn't make a TBR on it. I'm just kind of going with what I read during the month. So that's going to be happening, and that's really about it. I don't have anything major going on this month with school being over and, you know, work just being work. So we'll see how this month goes. I have a pretty extensive TBR. It's not like too extreme, so hopefully I can get to all of these during the month. So let me run no further. Let's jump right in and get started. Start for the books I am currently reading. The first one of those is Brit Slay by Brittany Morris. This is a book I am buddy reading with some of my booktube friends, and this is one I started in the very beginning of July, and I just haven't had the chance to pick up because July again was full with readathon stuff. So this is a YA contemporary sci-fi, I would say. It follows our main character who created a video game that's kind of a safe haven for people of color, and one day a player of this game is murdered due to events in the game, and the game is labeled being a racist, and you know, our main character is just trying to figure out what to do, even though nobody knows that she's the actual creator of the game because she is anonymous. So that is that. It's very, very good so far. I'm a little under halfway through it, so hopefully I can finish it this month. I am really enjoying it, so we'll see what happens for the rest of the month. The Forest of 1,000 Lanterns by Julie C. Dow. This is a reread for me. This is one I had started during, I want to say it was Booktubeathon. It might have been Musicathon. I cannot remember off the top of my head. Again, this is a reread for me. I read this a couple years ago because I got the arc of the sequel. So I really enjoyed it at the time. I think I gave it 4 stars. This is a YA East Asian inspired retelling of the Evil Queen fairy tale, which you guys know I love considering the name of my channel. So this is following our main character who is prophesized to become the empress of the kingdom, and to become the empress she has to embrace the darkness in her, and that's all I went in knowing. That's really all you need to know. And it's a really good retelling of the story, so I highly recommend, and I can't wait to finish it. I have another buddy read, and that is An Unkindness of Ghosts by Rivers Solomon. This is another buddy read I am doing with my group of friends here on BookTube, and this is a book I have heard nothing but fantastic things about. I do not know much about it. It is science fiction, and it follows the main character Aster, who she hasn't been treated fantastically, and the people around her have called her like an ogre and a freak, and she's kind of used to those names, and she only wishes there's like more truth behind them. And that's all I know. She's on a ship, a space vessel that is organized like the South, like the antebellum South, and that's all I know. There's obviously something that happens on the ship. That's all I need to know. Again, I have heard nothing but fantastic things about this, so I'm really excited to dive in. Speaking of Rivers Solomon, I'm also going to be reading The Deep by them this month because it is the chapter by chapter book club book of the month for the month of August 2020. So the link to the book club is always down below. This is another book I have been hearing nothing but fantastic things about, especially recently, and I am very, very much intrigued. I know it has to do with mermaids and the ancestors of these mermaids, I guess you could say, were African slaves, pregnant African slaves that were thrown overboard, and this is their descendants. Again, that's all I know. It was inspired by a song. I'm really excited to dive in, and hopefully I will enjoy it. Next, I decided I wanted to participate in ARC August, so I do have a few ARCs on my TBR. These are some backlist titles that came out in March. The first one of those is Wicked As You Wish by Rin Chapeka. This came out on March 3rd. This is one I got in my Fear Loot of 2019. I bought it for this reason, to get an ARC. This is a YA fantasy. It is a fantasy taking place in the magical kingdom of Avalon, which was desolated in a case in ice when the evil Snow Queen waged war against the powerful country, and it will be following the members of society in modern day Arizona where there's no magic. So this kind of reminds me, I describe it every time I talk about it as like Frozen meets Once Upon a Time, which is kind of that's what the synopsis give me vibes of. So I'm hoping it's similar to that. We'll have to wait and see. We have Miss More Goes Missing by Marla. I'm not even going to pronounce this last name because I know I will butcher it. But this is a thriller. This came out on March 17th. This is taking place in Russia, I believe, and we are following a character who is a professor's wife and socialite, and she obviously goes missing, and that's all I need to know. So we'll see what happens. The last book on my TBR before we get into my TBR jar pick is going to be The Animals at Lockwood Manor by Jane Healy. This is one I've been hearing a lot about, or I had heard a lot about at the beginning of the year. And it is, I would say, an urban fantasy taking place in 1939 at a mansion, and I believe this is queer. I'm not sure on the rep on that though. And there's obviously animals involved. That's all I know. So hopefully it is really good. We're going to get into my TBR jar pick for this month. So I have been doing a very terrible job at reading my TBR jar picks. And I originally decided at the beginning of the year that if I didn't read the book I pulled out of my TBR jar, I would be unhauling it. But that just hasn't been the case. So hopefully I can get to it this month. So let's go ahead and shake this up and pick a title up. So I've shaken it up, and let's pull one title out. Go with this one right here. And ooh, that will be a very interesting read. I pulled out my TBR jar is Four Dead Cranes by Astrid Schultz. And this is the one I haven't heard too much about. Obviously it has four queens, and I think there's an assassination plot involved around them. That's all I know. I haven't heard like a ton about this, but it did intrigue me when I did first hear about it. So I'm interested to see what I think. And this is the Owl Crate exclusive cover, which I really, really like. So we'll see what happens. And that is it for today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to give a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Be sure to let me know in the comments down below what you guys plan on reading in the month of August, as I would love to know. And as always, all my social media links are linked down below to you guys to check out if you'd like to follow me on any of those. And that will be instead. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you soon for another video. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye!